Hello everybody, Charlie Ripeta here. How you doing? Welcome to UXCELLENCE, uxcellence.org, to the class number 2. Yeah, that's right. Class number 2. Today we are going to talk about user persona. The title of this class is User Persona. Yes, why? We're going to talk about the importance of doing the user persona process in the beginning of the user research. Let's talk about first about the previous class that I did. So I did my own usability test. I sent the video to a bunch of people, colleagues, and actually that's something that you have to do all the time when you are creating a new product. So the rest of the people are going to see what you are doing in what I call 3D, it's another perception. So most of the people say, hey, Charlie, it's awesome, but it's kind of long sometimes, So try to keep it short. The first thing that I want to clarify is this is not a video about the new plugin or the updates on Figma. This is a class that you could be paying, but I'm giving it to you for free. So it takes time. Nevertheless, I'm going to make it shorter, okay? Today we're going to talk about user persona. First of all, I wanted to share with you UXCELLENCE.org. You can go here. This is the mobile version. You can go through all the information, read everything that you need to know about the pilots, about the process, and you can schedule a meeting with me. I'm going to get to know you. What I'm going to do is to create a student program just for you. This is not a course with 20 or 30 persons. This is one-on-one, okay? So let's get to business. Class number 2, the agenda. Remember, every time that you are going to present something, that you are in a meeting, bring your agenda. So it's going to clarify a lot of things. It's going to save you a lot of times as well, Everything is about communication. This is not a short video. This is a class. We already went through that. Yes, a state of mind, a state of being, and time. In a general aspect, everything is about mindset, everything is about the state of being, and everything takes a little bit of time. That's why these classes, it could be sometimes a little bit longer, But it's because in order to transfer the knowledge and information to you, it takes time. If you are following this channel, it's just 20, 30 minutes, per week. It's not that much, but with the state of mind, it means that you have to acknowledge that new information is coming to you. As a state of being is about empathy, right? Being a product designer is about understanding and empathy with the users, and it will take time. That's it. So just keep that in mind, okay? Class number 2, user persona. Yes. How, why? I added the how here. Yes, let's go to the boring stuff. Most of the time on the classes, we will go through definitions. A user persona is a fictional representation of a target user group that encapsulates their characteristics, needs, goals, and behaviors. It helps designers and researchers understand and empathize with users, making informed decisions about product design and development. I would say 80%, in my opinion, is accurate. I don't think that it's a fictional representation. The author is Alan Cooper, author of the Inmates Are Running the Asylum. User persona is a fictional representation of a target user group. Yeah, I'm not agree with that. But actually with the rest of the sentence, yeah, totally. It's about characteristics, needs, goals, and behaviors. Let's go to another one. Kim Goodwin, author of Design for a Digital Age. User persona are archetypal characters that represent the needs, goals, and behavior of a particular user group. They serve as a tool for humanizing user data, allowing designers to make decisions based on a deeper understanding of a user and their context. Archetypal characters that represent the needs. I do like that word, archetypal characters. At some point, what you are creating is kind of the architecture behind or underneath of the product that you are going to design. It's kind of the foundation. User persona definition and all the first kind of phase of user research is the foundation of what you are going to build and design and create in relationship with the business goals and what the client wants, pretty much. Let's go to the last one. G.C. James Garrett, author of The Element of User Experience. A user persona is a compiled sketch of a specific user segment based on research and data that helps guide design decisions. It provides a shared understanding among the design team, ensuring that the product or service meets the needs of the target audience effectively. Good. Templates and profile. Let's go with the how. I have a list here about the steps that you have to follow in order to do the creation of the user persona. That later on you are going to put it in. This is just an example that Figma has it. It's a template. You have to create a profile of each user persona. The standard procedure to gather information for a user persona involves the following steps. Define research objective. Clearly establish the goal and objective of the research. Determine what specific information you want to collect about the target user persona to inform the creation of persona. Conduct user research. Use various research methods such as interviews, surveys, observations, and usability testing to gather data about the target user group. Collect both qualitative and quantitative data to gain comprehensive. So how do you gather this information? This is kind of the happiest scenario, I would say, because one thing that we're going to talk today is about expectation versus reality. Identify patterns and themes. Analyze the collected data to identify common patterns, themes, and trends. Looks for recurring behaviors, motivation, preference, and pain points among the user. This analysis helps to create distinct users segments. Okay, once you recollect all the data, you did the interviews, you did the surveys, you have like a bunch of data. From that data, what you are going to do as a user researcher is analyze it and find what is in here, common patterns, themes, and trends, pain points, behaviors. You start to create different type of persona profiles. Create user persona. For each user segment, create a user persona. A persona should include demographic information, goals, motivations, behaviors, pain points, and other relevant characteristics. Use name, photos, and fictional narrative to make the persona more relatable and memorable. That's pretty much what we are going to go through in a couple of minutes. That is, you start creating the persona profiles. So you collect information, you analyze that, you have the common pattern, behaviors, pain points, and themes, and then you put that on paper, so to speak, and you create the user persona profile. And the last one, communicating user insights. User persona act as a communication tool to share the insights and research findings across the organization. Digestible and relatable format, allowing stakeholders to grasp the user needs and make informed decision based on the insights. You recollect the data, you analyze, you create the user persona profiles, and then you present that to the clients and the stakeholders. In summary, user persona plays a crucial role in the user research process by humanizing the user, guiding design decisions, prioritizing features, that's really important. For example, one feature that you thought that was secondary, it came primary, right? Because, of the outcome that you recollected from the user research. Fostering empathy and facilitating communication of the user insight. They help ensuring design process remains user-centric and that the end product or services meets the needs of the expectation of the target audience. And not only the target audience, but the business goals as well. So once you do that, this is one type of template that you will find here on Figma. Lo-fi profiles. Pretty much what you do is just put here the main information that you recollect from that specific user persona that you identified it when you are going through the surveys, interviews, and then you talk about the personality of that specific user. This is like a sticky note, and you put interest, influence, goals, needs and expectation, motivation, and pain point and frustration. So it's not only about the persona itself. One user persona could be Charlie, and you put some description about that persona, the personality, and then you talk about their relationship and the kind of perception that specific persona has about the product that you are going to design. When you finish this, you can talk about this with the PM, with the POs, with the client, with the team. And if you are in the same page and everyone is okay with this, you can do something more high fidelity to present. And this is one example. This is something that I found on the Figma community. Just remember that there's a lot of things that you can find, then you can tweak, because it doesn't make sense to spend like a whole day creating, the UI of this. This is something that is about the data. It's not about the design per se, right? So you try to humanize that persona. So you put like a real photo, and you put something about, like a short description of that persona, core need, frustration, some quotes, real quotes. Could be really interesting, something that you take from the interviews or surveys that you have been doing in the past to recollect the data. This is Christine Watson, age 25, education, status, occupation, location, all the things that you think that are relevant for that specific user persona. Frustration, brands, payment medium, platform, what type of technological knowledge they have, for example. That's really important. Let's talk about AI just for a second. So AI sucks, yes, but it's really, really cool. You can use, and I have been using AI to create kind of general profiles on user persona. If you go to ChatGPT, what you have to do is prompt the AI about the specific product that you are going to create. It's this type of platform with these goals from the business that we want to accomplish. It's going to be launched for this country in this type of platform. It's a mobile app, it's a responsive website, what type of product. You have to specify really well that in order that the AI understand what type of user persona can give it to you. You can use AI. The thing is that in my experience, it could be accurate, but at some point it could be like not totally 100% real. So as a first glimpse, yes, you can use AI. It's really cool because it could help you to understand, and give you like a hint, but later on you have to go deeper and make it more real, I would say. Okay. Expectation versus reality. The expectation is something like this. Hey, Charlie, how you doing? I have $2 million to create this new app. And the first thing that I would like to do, this is expectation, right? And the first thing that I would like to do is spend 2 months understanding what the user wants. And the client says to you, and I have a bunch of people that I know that they are going to be using this app that we are going to build, so you can have interview with him, just talk as much that you need and recollect all the data. So what you have to do, you create a script, you spend a whole month interviewing 10 persons or 20 persons, you put that in a documentation, you create the user persona profiles, and then you present that to the stakeholders and clients, and they say like, wow, this is amazing. I never thought that they would have this type of needs, or they have this type of pain points or frustration. So we have to think about and rethink about the product itself. And then, the product definitions are totally different from what they have in their minds, and you are taking the product to another whole level. That's the expectation. Let's go to the reality. Most of the time, what is going to happen is that the client came to you and you said, okay, the first thing that we have to do is user research. And one part of user research is create a user persona. What I have to do is to talk with different type of users that are going to be using this platform. And right there, the client stop you like saying, look, we don't have the time, we don't have the money, and we don't have the budget. The only thing that you can do is schedule a meeting, a kickoff meeting, and you can talk with me for an hour, and I'm going to give you all the information that you need. Most of the time when you are working in startups, they don't have the time. They think that the user persona creation is not important, and actually is the most important and crucial point before you start doing anything related to the design itself or the design, like wireframes, sketch, whatever UX process. The most important thing is the user persona. So my recommendation to you is you have to say something like this to the client. What you are going to give me, the information that you are going to give me is your perception about the user. So if the client came to you and say, I'm going to give the information, you have to clarify to him or to them that what I'm going to create is something about you, not about the users. And that's the key. If we can spend at least 1 week and interview 2 or 3 persons, that will be the best. The outcome, it will shock you. It will be really different, and it will help a lot on the product definitions. What is important because of the thing that I'm saying, and the last point, this is real. You have to understand that this is real. At some point, one person is going to download, install the app, and is going to use that, and that persona exists. You must interview users. You must interview users. It will clarify, and I will give you like the kind of the perception that, okay, real persons are going to use this. If you don't put that in your state of mind, and you don't understand that in your state of being as a product designer, you will not empathize with the user. And that's what we have to do. That's what actually the product designers are about. Okay, that was user persona. Yes, how and why. Subscribe, like, make any comment, that question, whatever you have on the comment section. I will put on the comment, and I will ping the links to this Figma file, so you can go, later on if you want to review this information again. Okay, thank you very much. That was UXCELLENCE, uxcellence.org. See you next one.
Listen.